Welcome to another compelling episode of World Ledger with Coco Key. This is your gateway to fresh global perspectives and insightful discussions. Whether you're a curious mind, a global citizen, or a lifelong learner, you're in the right place to discover how blockchain innovation is shaping the world beyond your borders. Everything on this podcast is for informational and educational purposes only. It represents personal views and opinions and does not constitute investment or financial advice or recommendations.
Hello, I'm Coco, your host of World Ledger. In this episode, I sit down with SignPass co-founder Shen Yan to learn about his journey from an electrical engineer to co-founding SignPass, an omni-chain attestation protocol. We discuss SignPass's product offerings and clients in detail, their revenue model. Yes, we talk about how to make money, his vision for SignPass and the industry. He also shares SignPass's fundraising experience and offers suggestions to fellow founders. Founded in 2021, SignPass is already profitable. Tim Draper wrote a blank check for the pre-seed round. Sequoia's US, China, and India offices all invested in its seed round. And recently, Binance venture arm led its $16 million Series A round. Notably, SignPass does not have a token. Enjoy our conversation. Let's start. I want to know more about you. Where did you come from? Where did you go to school? And which company did you work with before founding SignPass?
I grew up in China, Beijing, and I go to engineering school in both Shanghai and Haifa in Israel. I was an engineer before I joined crypto full-time. I didn't join any big tech company full-time. I was doing intern in big tech companies like Intel, Meta. I joined crypto 2016. They basically tell you build a chip, and the chip can mine something that can directly convert to US dollar. For a graduate student, it's very interesting. I dedicate most of the time optimizing the algorithm, trying to build a better manner. That's how I got into crypto. And later, ASICs came out, which is directly manufactured by all the big foundries. Engineers like us, we built FPGA, which is a programmable hardware miner. I later joined a venture capital called Fundamental Labs, and later will be. I do investment there. 3 years. This 3 years really changed my life. How I see the world before from engineering angle, I see blockchain as a very unique system. It's not hierarchy, but also it provides a service to everybody. In 2017, 2018, I see so many interesting stuff. You see something like there's a coin, basically have no code, but the valuation went up a couple $100 million in a week. I don't understand why people speculated so much. But after 3 years of investing, I think I understand way more than just engineering perspective. I also understand how the market works, how business works, how a company startup works. You need to raise money. You got founders, you got backers to support you. And also you build a story to raise money and use the money to build a real product. Eventually monetize based on the product. 2021, I'm confident that's the second bull run in crypto. The best way to capture it, not just all in on buying coins, but also quit our job and start this company. Me and my two co-founders, Potter and Jack, we started EthSign from 2021.
Tell me about SignPass. What is SignPass building, and how did you come up with this idea?
In the very beginning of SignPass, we didn't really think of the things we're thinking of now. In the very beginning, we think of, okay, what's the typical use case? The market is very volatile. The narrative change every 3 months. But we are building a company. We're building a team. So we can't change every 3 months. I'm thinking we want to build something long-lasting, will make big sense eventually. We choose a very typical use case of blockchain. Before 2020, if you go to any book about blockchain, and the use case of blockchain, there's all e-signatures. Okay, we will go this way. It's less competitive, but it will make sense eventually. In the beginning, we build a decentralized e-contract signing application. We have Ethereum signing called EthSign. That's how we started. But after many years of iterating and expanding, we now expand EthSign from a contract signing application into a sign everything on-chain protocol. We see blockchain as a global digital infra to make everything cross-border verifiable. Like say you sign a transaction, can be verified by all the nodes globally. Everybody accept it. But this kind of verifiability is actually very rare in our daily life. Say I graduate from university in US when I trying to get a residency in Dubai. It's very hard for Dubai administration to verify my graduate certificate from US. Also, when I apply a visa to US as a Chinese, they need to verify my passport. They can't verify my ID card. They can't verify my passport. I have to submit my passport. There's a chip in my passport. They can scan it, they can read from it, and they can give a physical stamp. I think we deserve better technology. We have all the digital stuff. Can we making sure our identity cross-border verifiable, right? If I go to a financial institution, they ask me to hold my passport and take a picture. Actually, there's no way you can verify if the passport I'm holding is real or not. It just looks authentic, but there's no way you can actually verify it. But with our technology, if governments, organizations issue any credentials, if they sign any contracts, it's verifiable. It's globally free. For all the others, like proof of fund from banks, graduation certificates, or any other credentials, it's all verifiable. That's the infrastructure we're building. We're supporting different scenarios. The first one, contract signing application. Secondly, we have a SignPass. Basically, we build a legal identity system compatible with all the existing standards. Say, right now we're using ICAO as a standard for passport. They have your biometrics, legal names, and other stuff. And also we're compatible with local standard in Africa and in Middle East. The first country we as our client is Sierra Leone. It's a Western African country. And also the second one is Ras Al Khaimah, is one of the Emiratis in UAE. That's our clients. And the third one, or the biggest one that's supporting the company, is called Token Table. Token Table is a token management platform, or you can say, think of as a on-chain Carta. Crypto cap tables is actually very complicated because crypto cap table sometimes have more than 1 million people across different countries. People have different vesting schedules, different ownership, and different conditions. We using smart contracts to managing cap table, making sure everybody get their token. We using smart contract to register everybody's ownership. That's the use case that we're building. But overall, we have a big vision and we have the infra, like smart contract already set up. We are creating different use cases. Right now, the biggest use case that's supporting the company is Token Table. We make 15 million last year in revenue. And I would say the most interesting use case is we build ID, physical and virtual ID system for countries. I think this year we got a chance to build for more countries. We're in talk with Thailand and UAE, Montenegro, and a bunch of countries. After Trump launched coin, I think the government's become more friendly to adopting crypto. That'll be very interesting for this year.
What you just introduced was very interesting. I want to unpack. First, you came up with this idea of EthSign. Is it built on Ethereum or layer 2?
Yes, EthSign is a EVM application. It's actually based on smart contract deployed on Ethereum in the very beginning, but later we migrate to Polygon and all the other EVM blockchains because it's cheaper. Sign protocol is a smart contract across different networks. We have never built a blockchain and don't intend to at the moment. I'm not a fan of building blockchains because I think there's already many blockchains. We need applications on blockchain. Blockchain is very hard to build. I don't recommend any startup in the very beginning to build a blockchain. You basically build a network. You basically build something like internet. I would say the difficulty of making everyone successful is like funding a country. You build a network, you build a currency, you have economics, you support all the entrepreneurs, small business owners to run shops in your country. Hopefully they can start with your grant and later become sustainable. It's just so hard. I think a startup founder should start with something simple and have strong product market fit in the very beginning.
Can any EVM use your smart contract?
Not just EVM. Sign technically is a omni-chain attestation protocol. Basically, we build a smart contract on different blockchains and also across different VMs. We have smart contract on Most of the EVMs, as long as the developer require us, we just deploy the smart contract there. It only took us less than 1 hour. It's fairly simple. Also, we deploy the same functionality smart contract on both Solana and Ton because we're also seeing the usage there. On the protocol level, we want to abstract the smart contract away. When the application builder want to build application on blockchain, sometimes they need send transactions. They go to wallet, but they go to the fundamental transactions. But if they want to use blockchain as an on-chain database, they come to our smart contract. We help them register data schema. Then they sign in different attestations to enter that schema. So everybody else can see it. Every time I build EthSign on the top of Sign protocol, every time when I sign a contract, I firstly build a schema, says who's the signer, what's the hash of the contract, where the contract stored, what's the type of my signature algorithm, that kind of different parameters. I fill in this parameter and I generate a signature. Basically says I have my consent over this contract, and this record is on chain, as globally verifiable. And the contract will be encrypted and then stored into decentralized storage. That's how the protocol works. And we'll also have this protocol smart contract deployed on different blockchains. The reason we do so is we realize most people build application on the blockchain. They feel they are in the ecosystem. Some countries, Bhutan, they're using Polygon. Or if you are building with Coinbase ecosystem, you most likely on Base. But if you receive money from Binance, you mostly likely on BNB chain. We didn't argue that. We just deploy a smart contract providing better service to all the developers. And we're making sure across different chain, across different VMs, the user experience for developers are the same. On our website, we abstract the difference away. So they can easily create a schema with no code and keep using it with standard API. And that's the future of a multi-chain world, because I think the nature of things, people want to launch their own blockchains. There will be a lot of fragmentations for users. We have different transactions, different money, different data on different blockchains. Also, you have different credentials, different attestations on different blockchains. Say you have a KYC proof on A chain and you want to claim airdrop on B chain. We allow you to use your attestation on A chain as a proof to proving you already passed KYC and to claim the token on B chain. That's also part of what we do. So we say it's omni-chain attestation protocol. We do cross-chain verification and also do attestation.
All the credentials that you verified will be encrypted and stored in decentralized storage.
We post everything. There's no sensitive data on chain because that's violating GDPR and a lot of rules. The things we put on chain is either hash or simple yes or no. Say the verification, really, if you are US citizen or not, it's just simple yes or no. And also there's no real name. People don't know your real name. Don't worry. Recently, we are working with Thailand governments. People trafficking problems become severe in Southeast Asia. They want to have another layer of control when people cross border. The border control, firstly, check your passport and visa. And secondly, check if you're on some of the special list or not. But the problem is this kind of list is classified, very important to a country. They don't want to share to each other. How can people verify if you're on the list or not without getting the list? That's a very typical zero knowledge proof use case. That's how our blockchain people came in. We come to them, so we say, okay, here's how you build a ZK proof on your list, and you share the proof on chain with all the other governments, all the border control. And this is how you verify if these people on the list or not. And they're very happy with the solution. We only post proof, hash, and the other stuff, no sensitive data on chain.
Do users need to present passport or ID to go through this process?
You firstly need to register information on chain. Blockchain is a very interesting database. It costs you when you write and costs nothing when you read. You need to pre-register all the information, register your ownership, register your identity, register your consent over a contract. That costs you a little. But for everybody to verify this, there's no cost at all.
For users, they still need to register with credentials, and all the information will use ZK proof, be encrypted, hashed. Nobody will have access to the real credential or the information. correct?
Yes, all the sensitive data will never be on-chain.
Sierra Leone's project is one of clients for the SignPass.
It's our first. So I'm very grateful because Sierra Leone as a country have less than 10 million population, but have very bad infra. But that's the opportunity for us. If you say in China, in Korea, in Singapore, there's already all the infrastructure building. There's no possible way they will try something really new with us. But for the Sierra Leone, UAE, they really looking for new solutions. And also, I think they are mostly friendly to crypto. We get a chance.
Mm-hmm. I would not imagine that a country like Sierra Leone would think about using smart contract blockchain to manage visa and ID. What motivated them to adopt the new technology? Because it's a very good application of blockchain.
It's very interesting. I live in Singapore and US for years. You also live in US years. We have good infra and we already get used to it. We already have the infrastructure. We have robust data centers. We have stable networks connections. We have a lot of people working in the system to maintain the systems. But there's 190 plus countries just don't have it. Like maybe at least 90 countries don't have stable data centers and digital infra. For Sierra Leone, the goal is to have some stable, reliable public service. They don't want to rely on outside contractor. They want something you deploy once and will be there forever. That's smart contract on blockchain. And secondly, they want to have something secure enough. If the people working in the department keep changing it won't change a thing, or they want to have something in the future can be a global standard, making sure they can do business with outside of the country. Blockchain is a new global standard, and actually the boundary of blockchain adoption is enlarging. It's a good choice for them. Another example, in US, there's a narrative called bank. But for a country in Caribbean or Africa, they have no banks. If you want to establish a payment system, a banking system, you hire people, rent buildings, a lot of computers, a lot of paperwork, building multiple level of banks, central bank, commercial banks to achieve two function, banking and payment. But if we run blockchain, everybody download the app and the problem solved. No need to maintain, no need to hire people, no need different level of approval and control. It just works. In terms of cost, it's just a lot better, way better than adopting the existing banking system. China started digital payment with Alipay without adopting credit card. So they just directly go to the better way.
It's fascinating because that's evidence my belief that emerging markets will adopt this new technology much faster because they don't have the infrastructure, as you pointed out. I always have a hard time explaining to Americans why crypto and blockchain would be useful. They say you have credit card, you have the banks. Why do you need this? I think only US has everything. If you are outside of US, a lot of places don't have the luxury. How much time did you spend to convince Sierra Leone related parties to adopt this solution? Because you were a new player. How did you convince them?
Fairly simple. I know some friends as an ambassador. We got a chance to have a chat with the immigration department. We basically pitched them a future where firstly you're adopting crypto or on-chain registered identity, and then you can build voting system, build an eKYC system, build an e-visa system, a digital banking and payment system. All the stuff can be done with blockchain. They're actually very open-minded, hire a lot of young talents, graduate from Stanford, graduate from Harvard into the government. I think they send different students in the US to learn a lot of new tech and stuff, and they go back to serve the country. We basically show them the demo and close the deal within 2 months. It's just super fast. I can't imagine we can close the deal in 2 months for all the other countries. And I think this year, more and more countries start adopting. And Bhutan have a very advanced identity system, then the world gonna see it. I resonate with the situation you just talked about. You know, sometimes when I live in US, I think maybe blockchain is not just for people who live comfortably within a country. If you cross country a lot, you do a lot of currency conversion, you realize how global currency matters. If you travel from different countries, especially from developed countries to developing countries, you see people have different problems with the currency system. I once traveled to El Salvador. The reason they're adopting crypto Bitcoin is they see the thing that they got robbed by US dollar, because during the pandemic, US printing money, all the other countries who use US dollar as a legal tender, their economy got hurt from this. They want to have something to balance. They choose Bitcoin. But the knowledge is not symmetric. There's one time when I talked to a US venture investor, and that guy says, I'm shocked today. I realize not everyone in this world can have access to US dollar. I realize not everyone can have US dollar account. I said, that's a fundamental. You should travel more. Not everybody can have access to US stock market. The same reason. That's why I see token table are useful, because we're distributing token in different small country, and the token can be representing the US stock, because more people in all the other countries want to have US stock, but they don't have the broker system set up. That's a very interesting part of living in US.
My understanding is you use eSign to sign contracts, agreements. What kind of users does eSign serve?
There's two kinds of users. One is users related to asset tokenization. Firstly, eSign is a plain contract signing services, but also a protocol that basically connecting your real life identity to your on-chain verifiable contract. If you want to tokenize your house or tokenize real world stuff, basically you are issuing token on-chain. But for all the on-chain investors, they need to see if you really have this in the real life. The best way is you sign a contract with your legal identity, but you sign the contract, but it also verifies on-chain. Your legal identity and the token minting address are the same person. They knows you actually have this. If I buy the token, it's actually a portion of your ownership. That's very important. We have a bunch of real asset company using the eSign. Basically, all the contract, all the asset, all the tokens issued, minted by them are traceable. Have this proof of a legal document, because a legal document is a starting point of all the real world asset tokenization. And the second class of user we have is a developing country, say Turkey, Indonesia, Nigeria. These countries, I think they don't have, or they can't afford DocuSign, because for DocuSign, the annual rate is a couple $100. It's a high price for developing country users. They're using our system on Telegram. We have built mini app on Telegram. The user can easily access the mini app in their chatting apps. It's also free. They just use it right away.
How do you make money? It seems very funny to ask this question, because for this industry, most of the cases people don't talk about how to make money, how to generate revenue, but I think it's important.
Yes, I think we're basically doing two things. One is promote standard, and secondly, provide service. We don't charge to promote standard. Say for eSign, we build smart contract, we build a front end, and people are just using it. We don't have additional costs. We don't have a server for eSign. We didn't pay any additional stuff where we can provide service to 2 million people. For that, I don't think we have a reason to charge. We just don't need to. But we basically bring contract signing from a SaaS to a protocol. People can easily verify and sign it. For SignPass, we charge small fees from the government to provide customizations, but when they register and verify, we don't charge. We basically don't have much revenue. For token table, there's a lot. Firstly, people register their ownership on chain. They're using our standard. They're distributing tokens through us. When you are distributing token, basically the money flows through us. It's way easier for us to monetize it. And the biggest revenue we have, two parts. One is when, say, you as an investor go to claim your token. Say every month you get a portion of a token unlocked. You go claim it. You pay a claiming fee. Let's go to our account. Right now we charge $1 to $5 per claim. Last year we had 40 million people claim from our smart contract. But we didn't make that much because we share revenue. We also, for a lot of users, they claim airdrop. They only a couple dollars. We can't charge $1. We didn't charge them. Last year we make 5 to 7 million on the claiming fee. And on the other side, say you have a large portion token locked in one project, it's as a one token, and you want to sell this large locked portion token. to someone else. Based on our system, people buy and sell. Very simple, easy for settlement. You don't need to sign multiple paperwork. You don't worry about if you buy and you didn't get the token in years. So we are making sure all the settlement is fair. We charge 2.5% service fee for this. We promote standard, people on board, and then we provide different additional financial service. That's how we monetize it. But I think for me, the standard is most important because standard is a network. And I would say blockchain is also like the internet area. If we get a chance to build a network, we'll definitely go for it. For the past 2 years, it's really a bear market. We have to think about how we survive, right? If we have stable revenue, I'm more confident in hiring talents and expand. So that's how we make money. But I would say the next 2 years the goal is mostly expanding. It's promoting our protocols across different use cases, trying to make more people understanding this and realize the benefit from it.
For the token table, you make money through the token claiming fee and distribution tokens. You
Yes.
have the customer base because people register through your protocol. You have information. So when the company needs to distribute token or do airdrop, you can distribute through your platform to those people.
We don't need to provide service to a crypto project. Say StarNet, they're launching at 20 billion valuation and they have 2 million users using StarNet before the mainnet. They want to airdrop token to 2 million people. And they basically give us a list of addresses and tell us how much we should give each of them. We basically build a system that for these 2 million users, they go to our portal and claim token. We didn't pre-collect the user information. It's just the project handed the information to us.
For token airdrop, there are some challenges. For example, cyber attack and complexity of compliance issue. Where does your company play to address these challenges?
For complying, we definitely comply. We would just use the most common framework. We ban user from certain areas or something. We negotiating with the project. But for the anti-Sybil, it's become more interesting because right now all the projects, how they do airdrop is they airdrop to addresses. The user's identity is the address. We get used to it, but in the future, it should not be this. It should be we airdrop directly to your identity. Think about the pandemic. The US government sent a US dollar to citizens. It's basically like airdrop, right? Verify your passport, verify your identity, and claim this token. Some SocialFi projects, their users' primary identity is Twitter account, Discord account. They need to verify who they are and get the token. Connecting two parts we're offering. Firstly, distributing token. And secondly is the identity verification or credential verification. In the future, you go to token table to claim your token. Firstly, you connect the right identity you're using in this ecosystem, in this project. And then we can have a clear understanding how much token is there waiting for you to claim. That's the healthy way we see in the future. And start from this year, there will be a couple projects, user not just connecting their wallet, but connecting their different identity to claim it. That's a very unique feature we can offer.
Definitely, I can see it'd be helpful.
I'm really looking forward to see some use cases outside of crypto. Right now, if there's a country aggressively want to adopting CBDC, and they just want to stop all the banks and mirror everybody's bank account balance into your wallet CBDC balance. How they do this is first this screenshot everybody's bank account balance, and they give all the information to us. Similar to do airdrop, we just construct a system for user to verify who they are with their national ID and claim their CBDC. At the moment, I think only we can do this.
You can kind of mirror whatever in the user's bank account and then issue the equivalent amount of money, but in CBDC format.
The governments need to do the mirroring work because they have all the data. We don't have the data. But once they have the data, they just give us the data. We will have built the distribution system, the CBDC, the token distribution system for them. How it works is when user verifies who they are, and we know how much token they should have, and distributing the token to them. That's what we do.
You will work closely with the government, right? Because the government need to provide you the information first. and then you'll wait for the user to claim through your platform.
There's no difference. Now we work with all the foundations, all the big project foundations, and in the future we can work with the government. I'm interested in large scale airdrop because our system can do very large scale. Last year we did a token airdrop for more than 10 million users. That's actually the largest airdrop in crypto history. Dogecoin for the past 10 years only have 6 million on-chain addresses. There's one token on Telegram and they have 12 million users in day one, and we airdrop token to 10 million addresses. And in a couple of days, we even broke the blockchain twice. That's a very interesting experience. By the way, I think sometimes I talk a lot about governments because I see this is a problem, also an opportunity, because for the past years, why we haven't adopted crypto, why we haven't crypto in blockchain in a lot of areas. The reason is maybe the regulators are not ready, or the regulators are not trusting the system enough. I think that's a problem. We actually spending a lot of time chatting with them to see if they let us. I think in terms of all the crypto users, the number of crypto users across the globe will be easily 10x if we can start a mental level of crypto adoption.
What you are doing, the vision that you just laid out, do you think there has to be some license for this type of work? Because you serve government and the end user are going to receive the money through you. I just wonder whether there will be license required.
At the moment, no, because what we do is not existing in other previous legislation systems, but I'm open to it, but also I think we can do it in a better way. The way we do lessons is because they want to regulate us. I think that the modern way of regulating company is through open source software, through peer review instead of a license. Basically, license is still a closed source. They're putting trust in us and tell us what's the outcome if we did something wrong. I think the better way is we open source. We use all the common standard. We let them see the code and in making sure all we do is verifiable, making sure we don't hide or store their sensitive data, that kind of thing. It's just way easier than licensing.
For the three products that you offer, I do not see them relate to each other much. For example, token table right now is the key revenue generator among the products that you offer. Do you see any potential that token table might be the driver of your company and the other two, the kind of marketing function?
When I think about the core product, there's actually two. One is Sign Protocol. It's a on-chain, verify everything on-chain protocol. SignPass and EthSign are use cases. It's applications built on this protocol. And secondly, we have token table as the crypto Goldman Sachs. We have two things like the crypto Goldman to make money, to support the company, and making sure we're stable. But also the Sign Protocol is our ambition. Is how we expand, how we create more use cases. It's supporting each other. I mentioned soon we're gonna see token distribution based on your identity, based on your credentials. But how do we verify your credential identities? We have Sign Protocol. And basically we're doing two things. One is making money run a real business, like for token table. And secondly, we're at the same time promoting infra, promoting open software. On that, it's mostly promoting standard, which is not revenue generating, which is also costs us a lot of time. We have to run this foundation model. A lot of crypto companies only have this, but if they don't have a revenue generating ability like us, it's hard to sustain because promoting a standard open software is a marathon. We don't really confuse ourselves about the different product lines. We have the understanding of what they do and split the team internally to supporting different products.
Geographically, which market do you want to focus on?
There's two markets. One is US market, which is increasingly important, crypto very friendly. I've seen there's a more breaking through opportunity. The opportunity in US will be mainstream adoption. We want to be a part of it. And secondly is emerging markets who are also friendly to crypto. I would say Thailand or UAE, they're also adopting some crypto. We only focusing on these two level of markets. That's why I also personally travel a lot in different countries. We hire people in these countries.
Congratulations on the fundraise of 16 million. Can you tell me about your fundraise? How long did it take? And if you can share, at what valuation? What were those investors excited about your company and you?
Recently, we closed Series A. Our C round is led by Sequoia Capital, US, China, and India. We're actually the only company that receives funds from three entities in one round in the history. I think it's relatively interesting. We use the fund to build a real product. And for Series A, we already understand our market, our strengths. We're looking for people who not just money, but also helping us to get to the next level. We only targeting a few investors, like Binance, the largest crypto company. They have 250 million users. We work with them to bring users on chain. For Series A, we mostly have all the strategic investors. Also, we have Altos Ventures, which is a very active VC in Korea. Korea is also one of the areas where our user come from. We want to have more partnership in the country in the future. We're a profitable company. We see the fundraising more like doing business.
How was the company different between seed and A in terms of product at C round? Did you know what you were going to build?
We have nothing. And Team Draper basically gave us a blind check, thanks to Team Draper. No product market fit. It was a bull run that you don't have enough time to really test out if people actually need this. People sometimes use crypto just because it's bull run. I would say from seed round to Series A, it's fair to say it's pre-product market fit to after product market fit. After product market fit, you understand, okay, what's the product market fit, what's the market size, how much you generate from this, where to scale. And I think for Series A, we already have a clear understanding of how we expand. Where's the biggest opportunity? We've tailored the proposal for different investors. But for C round, you're just pitching one same pitching deck to 100 investors. That's the difference.
Any suggestion to founders who are still trying to raise money at this moment? Maybe just give one or two suggestions to them.
Start from something you feel the actual pain point. That's very important because sometimes most of the crypto projects they start as an infra. We get toxinated by the article of Fed protocol. For the past 8 years, everybody building protocol. We don't really need that much protocol. We need application. We need good service. If we want the blockchain industry to grow, it makes sense instead of providing infinite blockchains. Find the real problem, find the real scenario is very important. It can start small, but it can go big. The Facebook started from a very interesting small application, but it can scale into a social network. But if you start with something too big, as an entrepreneur, you can't handle it. You can't understand the importance. Too much money sometimes bad for you because you don't understand. You like build a void ecosystem, grant money to ecosystem builder instead of growing your own team. I'm seeing many projects failed because of that. But secondly, I want to say vision is also very important. Sometimes we don't know what's the exactly problem, but I would say it's not really that matters. What matters is what do we see in the future? What do we want the world to be in 10 years? And if I ask this, I think people have different answers. But there's definitely some common ground. We just build something towards that. I think it's also important because especially in bear market, we self-doubting a lot. Like not just me, crypto investors in general, self-doubting a lot. If we build towards the future, you get higher stake, higher possibility to success because how the world works is also like blockchain. Only the main chain will survive. All the side chains, like if you force the blockchain, you are not filling into the major trend of the blockchain, you're most likely to fail. I think the world goes the same thing. If we go with the mainstream, the main trend of the world, we got higher chance to be adopted, to merge into the world. But if we have something weird or niche, sometimes you will be forgotten, drawn into all the complexities.
What you said really resonate with me. And I saw founders, investors in the past simply interested in protocol infrastructure projects with tokens. But sometimes tokenomics could be a double-edged sword. A lot of projects fail. They only wanted to go after tokens and quick money. And that's something frustrated me for this industry. But through you and through what you have done, still working on, I really see the hope because you focus on building real use cases and applications that will have impact on the world. I feel much better and encouraged. Time flies. It's wonderful to have you and have this very interesting conversation. And I look forward to have you back again sometime soon. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for reminding me, Coco. This is a really interesting conversation.
Thank you for listening. Your support means the world to me. Share this episode with friends and family, and don't miss out on my newsletter, worldledger.substack.com, for the latest updates. See you next time. Bye-bye.